all of my 3 eyes open. This feeling ain't foreign, this is poetry in motion.
What's up guys, it's Matt Nemetz with Focal Fuse, and I'm back with another behind the scenes video breakdown for Astronaut Adam's Poetry in Motion music video.
Blam in the cage, I go ham on the stage, I'm a man with rage, but in my hands burn sage.
So diving into this video a little bit deeper, we had a limited time schedule to utilize the location, and we had limited resources and budget, so we really had to be creative with this video to maximize the production value and to really do what we could with what we had. So we basically had 3 plugins that we were able to use for the shoot, and they were located right above our main scene. So what we ended up having to do was zip tie and tape up surge protectors above us, and we ran electrical and wiring and extension cords throughout that, which allowed us to have access to control our lighting. So it was a little bit of an obstacle with setup, and it took a little more time than we wanted, but we were able to get it done, and yeah, it looked great for the final result. So right now I'm going to break down some of the still frames that I got from the video, and I'm going to show a little bit about how they were lit and set up, and just kind of overall how we got that look. So starting with this first setup, it was the desk lighting setup. We basically had this set up as our wide shot to establish first, and this is what we used to build the set with, was our wide establishing shot. So no, these are not Astera tubes, although we wanted to create that same effect. What we did was ended up taking 4 LED bar lights, mounting them to the posts, and then we actually had 4 people hiding behind the posts with the lights that were attached to surge protectors, and they were able to flicker them back and forth to the beat of the music and give it that kind of strobe effect and the lightning effect that we were trying to implement throughout the video to keep that as a consistent look. So then above Adam in this scene, we ended up having 2 Quasar Science QLED lights above us with some Roscoe Color Effects red gels that were attached to them, just to give us a little bit of light from the top, soften it up a bit, but still bring in the red tones that we wanted to create in the video. We wanted to create more of a monochromatic red feeling to portray some of those emotions that he was speaking about in the video, and I think that really came out well. So off to the side we had a Genere Spectro LED 14-inch circular light, and this light basically acted as a key light and a bit of a fill on the side of his face with more of the red tones that we had seen. Again, we had used some Roscoe Color Effects red gels for that. One thing to keep in mind is how much lighting you're planning on using, because the gels being as thick as they are, they do block a lot of the lighting out, so you just have to make sure that you have an appropriate amount of lighting to cut through there and to give enough light to hit your subject. So another thing that we did to enhance this first scene was we did a floor wet down to give us a little bit of a reflection, let some of the light pop out and reflect off of the ground, and just give it a little bit more of a visual aesthetic than what it would have looked like if it was all dry. So this again enhances the color, it allows it to spread around a little more and gives the whole frame a little bit more of a visual interest. So the next shot that we're going to take a look at is the lyrics wall shot, and this was one of my favorites from the shoot. I think it really turned out cool, and the aesthetic of the whole scene really helped bring out the emotion of the video. So me and Adam went back and forth on different ways to show his lyrics and writing and the more poetry aspect into the video, and rather than having him handwrite out everything, his wife had the great idea to actually photocopy all his old songs that he had kept the lyrics for over time, and we ended up getting a bunch of photocopies, and then we were able to mount those on the wall to give it the effect that the whole wall was surrounded with lyrics. This really added a lot of production value, and overall I think this was again one of my favorite scenes from the video. So other than just having the lyrics on the wall, what we ended up doing was we used the Spectro LED as a fill light to give some of that red tones with the Roscoe gels, and then as a backlight we just had Jake with Red Stop Productions, shout out to him. He was holding my Aputure MC light, and I had the lightning effect to give a little more color pop and to add in some fills in the back there, and that's what you see flickering throughout the video to give it that lightning effect, to kind of enhance those emotions and feelings that Adam talks about throughout the video. So this still frame here was actually pretty interesting, and as you can see, we wanted to create the effect that Adam was actually writing on the lens itself or writing on the screen. So we ended up taking a picture frame and having 2 guys hold it, and then we ended up getting him in focus where he was able to come up and write with the chalk. It was a chalk liquid marker. He was able to write the lyrics on there, and it was almost a see-through effect, so that turned out really nice. In the background we just have a hint of the LED light cutting through the glass, and then we also on the opposite side have the Spectro LED red light again with the Roscoe Effects color gels just to give it that backlight. Overall, I'd say this was a really successful shoot. We had a limited budget and we had limited time and resources, but for what we had, we ended up coming together and worked really well as a team to get it done. The pre-production really helped by having some things planned out. We were able to get in and kind of get out and stick to what we had in mind by having all that things prepared. The only obstacle overall, which was a challenge, but it ended up teaching us a lesson in the long run, was when location scouting, really check out what you're doing, check out the location, and make sure you have adequate equipment with you to make the job easier and make it so that everybody's life wasn't as much of a hassle. So this has been another behind the scenes video breakdown. Once again, I'm Matt Nemetz with Vocal Fuse. Make sure you check the video out and stay tuned for more videos to come.
Man that he is, but a system that's rigged and locked the man in. Play him in the cage and go ham on the stage. I'm a man with rage within my hands, burn sage.